Well, hello there. You're listening to the Farmyard Podcast. This podcast is brought to you by Farmyard and Farmyard's Mighty Network. And this, my friend, is episode 2023, which signifies the third episode recorded in the year 2020. Those of you that are joining us for the first time, I had not podcasted in 18 months up until about 3 weeks ago. And now this is my third podcast in 3 weeks because things are coming to me now one after another, things that are so necessary and so vital for this particular global pause. Not that we are expecting any other further pauses into the very near future, but while we have this one, let's learn and teach others different ways. And my guest today is such a gem. My guest today is an individual who created a device that teaches children how to meditate through breathing. So I can hardly wait to bring her on, my friend Anshul, and she's going to come on in a minute, and she has created this device that's called Good Luck Yogi. Are you there, Anshul? Let's see if she could hear me. Oh, there she is.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, honey. How are you?
So great and so wonderful that I have this opportunity to speak with you today. Thank you.
Oh, please. It's so my pleasure. I'm going to leave the video on you because I want you to express everything about Good Luck Yogi. But before we get started, I want the listeners to realize that I'm 65 years old and I am a grandmother. And for my entire life, I have been at my gig in reference and on behalf of the future of the planet, and that is the children, and that is a group. So when your brother introduced Good Luck Yogi to me 3 years ago, I flipped out. So, now that the listeners are like, okay, what the heck is this Good Luck Yogi? So why don't you tell everybody everything about yourself, about your journey, and most importantly, about this device that is just such a blessing for the children.
Thank you so much, Linda, for that introduction and your enthusiasm and support for Good Luck Yogi. This journey has been so fulfilling, and bringing Good Luck Yogi, who I'd like to share, is an inner peace superhero. So Good Luck Yogi is a wellness brand that acts through Good Luck Yogi, the superhero. We call him Gly affectionately. And we have created our flagship product, which is Good Luck Yogi, the meditation and breathing device. So this device basically acts as a daily reminder to help kids to breathe, meditate, check in with their emotions, and most importantly, unlock their natural gifts and power through the simple act of breathing. So we created this prototype years ago, as when you probably heard about it. And we were fortunate enough to go into families' homes, into the school, into the hospitals, and just simply introduce through a demo Good Luck Yogi and get the response from the children. And very, very easily, they gravitated towards Gly. And they were able to they were just able to understand that we want to breathe, we want to meditate, or we want to look within. And there wasn't a lot that we had to do. We would just set up the device, tell them, are you ready to breathe? And they would cross their legs really quick and close their eyes and just be so excited to have that moment of calm. And so, that's just an early introduction. We're hoping that through this device, we can create, our mission is to create a generation of mindful children. Because like you said, they are the future. And if we give them the tools early on, they may not understand stress and anxiety and depression yet, but there are going to be those obstacles in life that they're going to be presented with. And we're hoping that early on, Good Luck Yogi can give them the tools and the skills to face those challenges. And that's why we are using early intervention methods through this device.
You know, something that I found just so interesting when we spoke for the first time the other day, isn't your partner, or wasn't your partner, a monk?
Yes. So my partner, so a little bit about my background. I'm a mother of 3, and I have 3 beautiful children that my husband and I, we have a Kavya who's 14, we have Ganav who's 10, and then we have Kyra who's 3. And my husband and I, our first baby was our record label. So we started the first South Asian record label in North America, developing, all the talent and the artists here who actually had no platform because nobody understood really how to work with South Asian talent and artists. And they were doing things in all kinds of space. And so my partner actually worked with us. He was a music composer like my husband. He came on board and he worked with us, and he did a little bit of music, a little bit of administrative, but we would always talk about our goals to help the future and children and our passions to make a change in any way we can, especially through our journey of peace and meditation and inspiring others to do the same. And he actually shifted his journey a little bit from the music to becoming a monk. And so he was a monk for many years. He lived in the ashram and he became a brahmachari and, lived the whole monk lifestyle, and he got a title. And before this, I was actually a behavioral therapist with children with autism and related disorders. So I got a lot of experience understanding children with special needs and how each child is an individual and they have different needs. So I felt like that was part of the journey for us to kind of go through him being a monk, him working in music. And then he did do a little bit with children with music therapy. And so being a mother and then also working with children, we both were able to combine our gifts and our skill set to create Good Luck Yogi. And something that's really interesting that I think you and your listeners will enjoy is that while we were on our respective journeys, we hadn't contacted each other in about a year. And one night I had a dream that I was hosting a space party and I was in outer space. So I was standing in the universe and everybody's coming through my space party and we were having a great time. And then I see my partner, JC, walk in. I mean, there wasn't enough structure to walk into, but he entered the space party. And he came up to me and he said, Anshul, last time you hooked me up with your husband, Sammy, to work on Ruckus Avenue, which is our label. This time I have a project and I can only do it with you. So are you ready? And so I said, let me know. I'm absolutely ready. And so the dream ends. And the next morning I get a text from him saying, I'm going to call you at 12 o'clock. So he called me and he shared a concept with me of that was earliest stages of Good Luck Yogi. He told me I had, through my meditation, a vision of something that we can teach breathing and meditation through a device called Good Luck Yogi. I said, that sounds really incredible. And as a mother, I think we should start with the children. And so we kind of brought those concepts together and we guided it towards the children because let's be honest, adults, we have plenty of resources. And as you mentioned in our conversation before, we're deprogramming ourselves. So why not start early on and give them the skill set so they can use those tools throughout their entire life and it becomes a daily practice for them and they're well equipped. So we had some really incredible people come on board and design, the actual prototype. We wrote the storybook together, and we kind of went out and started testing this device that came to creation. Yes.
I think it's just such a fascinating story. And as before we started the podcast today, we were Anshul and I were chatting a bit, and So we met for the first time a few days ago on Zoom, live and in person, right? She's on the West Coast, I'm on the East Coast. But I had my cousin Irene, her grandchildren were here, and they love me. They absolutely love me. And the older one is 3 and the younger one was 2. And I'm packing to go away for the weekend. And they're glued to me. I said, what am I going to do? I said, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to plop them on my bed because they can't get down by themselves. And then I turn this 26-inch screen I have in my room. I feel like I'm in a drive-in, for God's sake. I turned it around and I put in the video for Good Luck Yogi. And these children, the older one, the 3-year-old, immediately put her hands up like this. And no one in that video was doing this. It was really very life-affirming for me. I mean, I just sat there and observed it. And then they wanted me to play it again. They put, do it again. So I did it again. So I had to interject that. Now I would love for you to tell the listeners where you are at right now, because this has been making for 7 years, correct?
Absolutely. And I would love to share a little bit about how the device works and the intention behind it.
Yes.
And so I have actually, like we mentioned, we've tested the prototype with children. And what that prototype really includes is a guided meditation that first introduces Good Luck Yogi. So it's, hi, I'm Good Luck Yogi. And mind you, it's in a child's voice. So it's very relatable. When we meditate, we feel great. Let's breathe together for peace, love, and harmony. Breathe in, breathe out. So that's actually the starting of Good Luck Yogi. He takes you on that journey of just simple diaphragmatic breathing in a very innovative, simple way so children can relate. And then you can actually, there's 3 buttons on his head. So you can go to the left and they're nature sounds. So let's go to the calming seas, where we can release our stress and flow with time. And so, Good Luck Yogi is floating, and just like the children are visualizing this, we're encouraging imagination, which is such a huge part of, a child's life. And it's kind of taken away a little bit with some of these devices and like watching TV. And so we want to encourage that imagination. So there's guided meditations, there's nature sounds, there's affirmations, and there's sleep stories. So we have a little bit of those. And now we're creating the software so that a smart app can be synced to Good Luck Yogi, and you'll be able to download new sounds and new meditations that are suitable for your child and their age. So that's in terms of the development of the product, what Good Luck Yogi offers. And actually the goggles light up. So this is chromotherapy. So they are soothing, calming lights that help a child maybe sync their breath with the sound, because sometimes they need that reminder to actually go with the breathing. And as they complete the meditation, the glide medallion lights up to give them the reward and go into the heart space saying, you've completed your meditation. So that's the product. And in terms of where we are actually going to be launching our Kickstarter within 2 weeks.
Oh, yes. Wonderful.
So people will have a chance to pre-order and support us, because the only way that we can go to manufacturing, the only way we can bring this to life and meet the demand of all these children and families that are really waiting for a product like this, is to get the public support. And that's why I'm so thankful, Linda, that you're using today to help spread the word and allow us to share our stories, so we are able to hit our manufacturing goal and bring this to life for the holidays is where we're at right now.
Well, that's exactly what's going to happen. And we've got the stones that represent fire.
Yes, I love that.
One for you, one for me.
Thank you. That's the best.
I have a lot of tools in my toolbox. Yes. And for this project, I am using all of them. My father, God rest my father's soul, he used to say, and excuse my French, you throw enough shit up in the air, something's bound to stick. you know?
I love that.
So for me, my whole life, I have been fascinated with philosophies.
Yes.
I've been fascinated with the Gita and the Torah and all of it, the Bible.
Same here.
All of it.
Absolutely.
I just have really been fascinated, and through observation, because to really be a very astute farmer, observation is the skill needed to hone in on, you know. So by honing in on those skills, what I've discovered in my lifetime is if you boil it all down into a simple syrup, like my grandmother used to say, just boil it down to a simple syrup, it's all the same thing. It's different robes and different incense and different colors, but the basis of all of it is the same. Because, you know, we discussed this too. If both of us passed away right now, we wouldn't be able to recognize each other because we're all just energy. We are energy. You know, so there's absolutely no reason why we cannot reach this goal to get this device manufactured for the benefit of all humankind, because that's not fake news.
Thank you for that. And I really do believe that we are being pushed by a higher power. I genuinely believe that, you know, we've been called to bring people together, and a beautiful project like this has really inspired me. I feel honored to be able to even push this forward and use any ability that I have to share this with children, because they need it. The anxiety levels, the stress levels, and the depression levels are skyrocketing. And you know, there's two paths we can go down. We can go the integrative, holistic ways of changing that, or we can go the pharmaceutical route. And you know, which sometimes I'm not here to negate the value of, you know, medicine, but if we can find other solutions to aid our children and give them other tools and techniques before we get to that point of pharmaceuticals, then we are helping our children understand that that's not a quick fix. Working on yourself from day one and learning those tools is really imperative to your health and your lifestyle and your role here on earth. And so Good Luck Yogi is that. It's a reminder to believe in yourself, to understand exactly what you said, that not everybody is the same, but you are just as valuable as every single person on this planet. You have a duty to first love and care for yourself, and then you have a duty to love and care for others and bring that peace. So that's why we call him the inner peace hero, because if you're peaceful within, right, Linda, you know that there's peace outside of you. And most of the time, we're causing unrest because we haven't addressed our own inner demons. So Good Luck Yogi doesn't have a villain. The villain in our storybook is the negative dust clouds that we create when we hold on to our feelings of anger, sadness, loneliness, feeling of no self-worth or self-confidence. If we don't have those things, or if we're holding on to those emotions, then we block our positive energy. We block our light, as we tell the children. And then what happens is that when you're blocked up and you're going to the next person, your interaction with them has the negative dust cloud. And then they're passing on the negative dust cloud. And so how do we, before we go out into the world and have our interactions and create space for positive experiences, how do we go out and do that? We have to look within. We have to believe in ourselves. And most importantly, we have to understand that emotions are temporary. We are not our anger. We are not our stress. And we have so much value and so many gifts to share with the world. So these are all teachings like I said, in a very kid-friendly way that we introduce through Good Luck Yogi.
Well, you know, I had a very wonderful experience with my grandchildren. I spent a period of time living with them for a few months, a couple of years ago. And my grandson, let's say he was about 4 years old, right? And I happen to be a practicing Buddhist, with a small shrine in my bedroom with the bell and the beads, and I chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. So they would come in my bedroom and I'd be chanting Nam Myoho Renge Yo, Nam Myoho Renge Yo. And Grant Cooper, he always wanted to do the bell, but he knew exactly, once I showed him, he knew when he had to hit it once, he knew when he had to hit it again, and then again. And then after that, he would go around the house. And my daughter had said, there goes Grant, he's chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo again, and he's saying it really good. Yeah, but see, children are drawn to peace. They don't have that. They know they're closer to the source. We think we have to teach them. We really need to shut the heck up and listen or ask them questions. I'm the oldest of 8. So I've had a lot of babies in my arms between all my brothers and sisters, my nieces and nephews. And I have asked every single one of those children, tell me the secrets of the universe. And they would just look at me like, you got to remember it on your own, honey bunch. I'm not telling you nothing. You have to remember for yourself. Not one of them has spilled the beans yet. But I'm determined. I am one determined broad. Now, one of these days, I'm going to get them. But it's probably going to take Good Luck Yogi and a superhero, and this is a superhero like none other. I can't even express how much I would like to thank you on behalf of the children.
Thank you. Thank you for helping empower us to spread the word, Linda. I'll give you a quick example of something that really inspired me, because a journey of 7 years with a full life and children of my own, you can really imagine that every time I got that push and that encouragement, it came from a child. And there was a time that we were really at a crossroads with this project, and we were having some challenges. And I had gone through my child's, my middle child's kind of educational process and presenting it in different classrooms. And one time I got a chance to go in his classroom, my son's, and present. And so I shared Good Luck Yogi with the children. And I mean, I could write a book on just the responses and the personal stories and, them kind of spilling the beans about a parent that may drink too much or curse too much and needing Good Luck Yogi in their life. My gosh. And we sit with an open ear and an open heart always to each one of the children and their concerns. But there was a time that I presented and the class was for the most part taken aback, and we went to inner space. We heard the sound of the universe. We went to energy forests and heard, nature. We went to calming seas, and they all just told me like, that's all they wanted to do all day. We just want to hear these sounds. 2 years passed, and like I mentioned, I'm at the crossroads with the project, and I'd never met one of the children's mothers before. And she came up to me and she said, "Are you Anshul?" And I said, "Yes." She's like, "You presented a peace toy to my child's classroom." I said, "Oh, absolutely. But that was like 2 years ago." "Yeah, I'm glad you're remembering it now. That's so nice of you." She's like, "Well, my son hasn't stopped talking about it." And then she's like, "Do you have a moment to speak alone?" I said, "Yes, of course." She said, "He's bringing it up now that he really needs peace and meditation and breathing. And I suspect it's because I'm going through a very, very bitter divorce. And you planted the seed 2 years ago. And what came to his mind now that he is faced with the challenge and he is going through these difficult times was that he needs Good Luck Yogi, or he needs somebody to help guide him through this process." And Linda, you can imagine we're both heart people, and tears started rolling. I had the chills up and down. And that story in that moment just once again empowered me to find the way. Whatever challenge I'm having, I got to break through it. I got to stick with the project. And I have to bring it to life for these children who are lacking those wellness models in terms of relatability, because we forget that the things that they watch aren't necessarily fueling their soul or fueling their health or fueling their mental health, right? So Good Luck Yogi is that character for peace. It has pure intention. It's there to make children know that we're not the heroes. You're the heroes of this planet. And, in the shows they watch and they're familiar with, the hero comes, saves the day, beats somebody up, and leaves. Whereas we're unlocking these children to know you are the hero, you will save the day, and it starts with unlocking your power. And so it has been very inspiring. I feel honored that I get to do this work. And I'm really excited to share with you and so many others our journey as it truly begins now.
Yeah, it's beginning. It really is at the very beginning. What I'd like you to do is please email me every single link that you would like the listeners to go to. So I will include everything in the show notes of the episode. And I am sure that this is one of many episodes that we are going to be doing about this project. And listeners, just remember, you heard it here. Army Yard, it's a movement.
It has to start with you. You are the planter, you are the farmer, you are the grower of all things good.
Right. Yes.
So it had to start with you. And I really, like I said, Linda, just appreciate you and your work and your dedication to community, your dedication to the wellness of our planet. And I truly thank you so much for this opportunity.
Well, you're welcome, sweetheart. You stay well, and I know I'll be speaking to you soon.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Be well, honey.
Be well. All the best. Bye-bye.
So there you go. What do you think about that episode? Good Luck Yogi. Like I said, I'll include everything in the show notes so you'll know exactly where to go. I feel so content with this particular situation going forward for the children, for the future of the planet. So there you go. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed what you heard, please go to seed.farm-a-r.com and join our mighty network. There you go, kiddos. Catch you on the flip side. And until then, grow healthy, people.